have been able to establish audio connection with Mr. Sylvester Oromoni Jr., so the visuals are a little not too clear, but we can hear him though, so let's give it a shot. Good morning, Mr. Oromoni Sr. Thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Okay, so we're just talking about this this case, and we did hear some parts of what you were saying in that report. So just go ahead and talk to us now about the concerns you have, because, I mean, that couldn't have been just a short report, about the concerns you have on that coroner's case.
Yeah, thank you very much. My son died 30th of November 2021. We've been in court for 2 years plus. But the judgment given yesterday does not represent the true evidence given in court. I went to court almost every day, in fact, every day. I don't miss any day. But Nigerians can also testify that at a point, Coroner stopped for almost 6 months. Almost 6 months. Before eventually I was making some press briefing, eventually called the case. But when he gave the judgment yesterday, my brother, I've not seen where, I remember when they were showing the video of my son in court, he made a statement that there's no sentiment, there's no emotion in law. Those were his statements, when everybody was crying in court. But to everybody's surprise, yesterday, the coroner, while delivering the judgment, cried 7 times. The 5th time, he went to his chambers, came out with tissue, then he burst into cries. And the whole judgment was just one-sided. He was talking about the evidence of the doctors and all the rest. Yeah,
oh, it looks like
about the judgment.
Yes.
That the judgment was witnesses. Yes. Then, while he was delivering the judgment, the judge, the magistrate cried 5th time. He went to his inner chamber, cleaned his face, came back again with tissue paper and started crying. So the question I'm asking is that this is somebody that was at the initial stage that there's no sentiment, there's no emotion when people were crying, seeing his videos in the court. He was the one crying while delivering his own judgment. 7 good times. That is 1. Then 2, the judgment, I am not a lawyer, but I go to court every day, does not represent the proceedings recorded, all the evidence taken from all the witnesses.
What is missing, sir?
Hello?
What is missing, sir?
A lot is missing, a lot. Afolabi, a student in that school, came to the court to testify that he saw them beating him. He went upstairs because he had an injury in his hand. He had a shout. He went to the room. The door was locked. The window blind was up. And he peeped and he saw 5 of them. Kasamu was holding bells, while the other ones was using leg. The boy was shouting, defending his faith. Those ones were not mentioned. It was not mentioned. Then another student, Tarela Wilson, came from Abuja to testify that my son confided in him, that they told him if he tells anybody, they will kill him. There's not going to tell him, but he will tell only him that they gave him a substance to drink. It was terrible and it was dangerous and terrible. That the substance was very dangerous and terrible. Those were his words in court. Then let me ask, I sent this boy to Lagos State. I don't stay in Lagos. The principal of that school is the guardian of that boy. The boy was sick in that school for 3 to 4 days. They said they had a doctor. They did not take care of him. There was no referral note given to us. So how do you just blame worry doctor? Whom you have already told us that the boy sustained injury while playing football. All the x-rays were concentrated on that leg. But at the end, the boy now opened up. I did not play football. I was beaten up. He confessed those 3, Kasamu, Michael, Benjamin Favor, and Aslem Tebile, and 2 others, 5 of them. Then the Benjamin Febo, who asked him to describe his own elder sister's private part, was not mentioned in court. There was no query. Somebody, a student, asked my son to describe his own elder sister's private part. The magistrate did not mention any of such. Instead, he started crying, taking one side, and he started crying. Then at the end, he said all judges, all doctors agree that it's one thing or the other. I must tell you that that judgment is not his own judgment. That was why he was crying. He knows, and God knows.
Mr. Oromoni, it is a very, very sad and very emotional matter, and this must really, really hurt. Must really, really hurt you as a father. Being called to take your son. I still recall the conversation we had with you and the journey which you described, going to Lagos, picking up your son, and then going to Asaba. I know that that's certainly not the end that you thought was going to happen. But when you look back, and there's no easy way to ask this question, do you think that, there are certain things that you could have done better as a father? I know that, when students are bullied, and I know this from personal experience, that they rarely open up to their parents, for fear of going back to that school and still being beaten up by the same people. I'm just wondering, do you think that there are things that you could have done better? Maybe you could have suspected. I don't know if you ever sit and you wonder if there was anything you could have done differently as a parent, seeing right now that they're blaming parents for the death of Sylvester.
Yeah, I cannot hear you clearly, but if I can understand little of it, I can do something better if I was given the true information, what happened to the boy. Because the day I went with the boy to Warri, there was no flight. So I take through road to Warri, and I pass through Benin. I can as well branch University of Benin Teaching Hospital or Ogara, then drop there with my son. But because we were already given that information that he played football, that he sustained an injury, that was the impression given to us. The school had a doctor, according to them. The doctor came, and that she attended to this boy. Did she give us any referral note? She said they massaged, she asked the nurse to massage the boy. Herself to massage the boy, but the magistrate did not mention any of such massages. Instead, he said the family was at. What else will I do? When I get to Warri, I called the doctor. I was going to the clinic. He said there was no vacant bed, and the place is stone through. He will come and attend to the boy. He came almost immediately and took some. And he dropped nurse there and started attending to the boy. It was on the 29th. He finished attending to the boy on the 28th. Started on the 26th. Then 29th was when we went for the X-ray and all the rest, because the body was still paining, it was still shouting. It was in the evening of 29th that we got the result that he had an enlarged liver. So he said, okay, we'll take him to Ogara Hospital. The next morning he died.
All right, well, Mr. Oromoni, we do thank you for talking to us this morning. We know it's a tough time for yourself and family, so it's
It is indeed. Just quickly, I just want to ask: what do you plan to do next? When you're not satisfied, you certainly are not satisfied with this ruling. Do you intend to take it up? Do you intend to go to a higher court? What precisely do you want to do?
Of course. We're waiting to get the judgment from the coroner inquest. He said, let me say one thing. Inside the court, I stood up and I told him I want to appreciate him. He allowed me. And I told him, thank you for using 7 hours to judge this case. You really tried. Also, thank you for crying because of my son. But I must tell you that the judgment you gave does not represent the true evidence given in this court. He now said that is his own opinion. Any other judge, anybody can have his own opinion. We are going to get the opinion of another person.
All right, Mr. Oromoni, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.